the last video we talked about the air dryer being no good and how I bypass the lines. So this is what the air dryer is, or this is the air dryer. This is what it looks like. So we have the air in and out like we were talking about. So air comes in here, air goes out here. Once the compressor builds up, signal line is up here. Once the compressor builds up to that 120 to 135, it sends a signal to the air dryer to release the air, and whatever's collected in the desiccant tank here is now going to be blown out or expelled from the system. So in theory, we don't have water or dirt or oil or that sort of thing in our air system. So like I said before, it wasn't building, so there's an issue. We're going to take this apart. I'm going to show you what it's all about inside. We're going to take it apart and see exactly where the issue is or what's going on. So we're going to start by taking the plunger off the bottom. And then this is kind of a friction fit on O-rings are supposed to be, so we can give it a light tap. And then it kind of comes off. So we've got a couple of O-rings on here, and they look okay. Inside our dryer, this is what it looks like on that purge side. Just gonna move that out of the way for now. So here's some O-rings here, and these O-rings look like they're in okay shape or decent shape. I don't see any issues with them. And we're going to go ahead and take the actual plunger out. Okay. What it does is it goes in and out. Okay, so now it's causing air to either go through or to stop in there. So we'll take that plunger out now and see what we can find, because these O-rings don't look like they're in bad shape at all. So now we have a plunger in here with a spring. Spring is okay, no cracks or breaks in the spring. Put that to the side. We'll look at our plunger and we'll take a look at this. Oh, here we go right here. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera or not, but there's the O-ring. It's all blown apart. Okay, so that O-ring there is what's causing the problem. Probably got stuck in the line and it prevented that plunger from going in and out inside of this part. I'm going to see if I have a spare O-ring kit. Well, I know I have an O-ring kit with me, but I'm going to see if I have a spare O-ring to go on here. I probably don't. My O-rings are a little thicker than these, so this is probably a kit. I'll just buy an O-ring kit instead of replacing the whole dryer. Like I said in the previous video, I said that I was just going to replace the whole dryer, be done with it. This one doesn't look like it's in that bad a shape. So probably right now I'll just go to the truck store, Peterbilt or wherever, and see if I can get an O-ring kit. Okay, so that's what the problem is. We found the problem on why it wasn't building. So it's a good thing that we had the bypass, that we could take the line from here. Like I said, underneath, we took the line from here. The braided line that comes from the compressor goes into here, and then the line comes out of here and goes into the bus. So I just took this off and this off, put them together, made sure I had a fitting for those two lines, put them together, bypassed this whole unit, and it continued to build. Okay, so if you get stuck or you're in a bind, that's what's going on. And it's not that hard to rebuild these. It's just a matter of a few O-rings and the whole thing is ready to go. All right. Hey guys, Chris here, Destination Unknown. Last time we spoke, we were talking about the purge valve O-ring kit. I went to get one, and as you can see, I came back with a whole brand new dryer. So here's the brand new dryer. For the cost of it, I didn't think it was worthwhile to just replace the O-rings in here. The kit was $70. The brand new dryer was $200. So I just went with a brand new dryer. And yeah, that seems to work good. So as you can see, we have a couple of fittings here that we need to change over. So our main line in, our signal line, main line out. Okay, another fitting here. We have to loosen these two for the for the hanger that's underneath, and we have to install the bracket on the new dryer. So one of the first things we're going to do is change the air in. That's going to go in there. I'm trying to remember to notice where this is going to fit, so I want this at a bit of an angle on my new one. Just saves when I'm underneath trying to monkey around. All the cables should fit in the right direction if you remember how it came apart. Just examining the piece, the fitting here that came apart, just to make sure it's not broken, cracked. It's in good shape. So with the fitting when it comes out, I just want to make sure that I take some of this junk out. So just gonna hit it with the wire wheel. And just clean up the fitting a little bit. Here we go. So we put a little bit of silicone tape on that fitting, cleaned up the rest of it, and it's going to go into here. This is your air inside. Always some controversy with a tapered brass fitting, you know, where when I was taught how to do this stuff, the guy says, you know, if it's a brass fitting and it's tapered, you don't need any silicone tape or any gunk on there at all. But I'm putting just a little bit on there just for added security. And this was up, so we're going to make sure that fitting goes up. And a lot of these, you could do a final tighten once it's on. Then we have another smaller line, signal line's going to go. That's what, a 9/16. Use a 5/8, might just be easier to get it off. Same thing, clean up the fitting a little bit. Do that. We're just going to put a little tiny bit of silicone tape on it. And yeah, just as I figured, it's got to come off. And the small one's got to go on there first. I just love doing things twice. That's my favoriteest thing in the whole world. We've added our pipe thread. I might put that on underneath. So when I'm underneath and I have the brackets on, I'll twist that where it has to go. But other than that, we have to now loosen these two because it sits on a bracket. And then we also have this bracket to put on. Right now it's facing this direction. Put it on the same way. And again, we can tighten that when we're under there. Here we are here. It's very hard to video, but this is the line out. And then our signal line comes into that little hole. And then back here is the main block for the braided line to come in. So the braided line from the compressor comes into here, goes into the air dryer, and it exits here. Okay, little heating vent and or little heating element inside for the purge valve, and your signal wire here. So yeah, there's the brand new air dryer installed. We've started the bus, made sure it worked. Works no problem. Just as a side note, here's our wet tank, as they call it, first tank in the system. And I undid I loosened to see how much moisture comes out. We've got just a little tiny bit of moisture in there. So I've already drained that. And yeah, we should be good to go now. The air dryer should be taking care of any remaining moisture.